One of you guys gave this to me. Apparently, the subscriber works in Scotland at the NHS, and he got the Pride Badge Pledge form. And it reminded me when I was in an evangelical high school, we also had the same thing. It was like a chastity form where you pledge that you're not going to have sex before marriage and you're going to maintain your purity. And they actually gave us a purity ring. I think I was the only one in the class without it. But anyway, right, so it's, I guess, like a show how pious you are type of thing, right? It's not really for you, because if you're for the LGBT or you have God in your heart or whatever, like, you know about that, but no, this is to show other people. It's not good enough that you're a good person unless other people know you're a good person. The second thing that I love is the rainbow flag. Like, it used to just be a rainbow flag. Do you guys remember that? It used to be a rainbow flag. Then it added the color black, which is kind of weird because it's like the flag represents various sexualities. Black is a race. But now you also have like this whole thing. And I like to joke that this is Marxist ideology encroaching on the LGBT, right? Because it used to be like an advocacy group for LGBT people, but now if you go on Twitter, they will actually say, it's like, no, unless you're socialist, you can't be for LGBT people. Unless you vote Democrat, you can't be for LGBT. So it's really like the encroachment of the ideology. And in this particular one, like, notice how if you swipe this to the right somewhere, it's just going to become white. Like, it just erases what the concept initially was. And now the concept is fully about left-leaning politics. Like, it doesn't really matter what it used to be. So please do not complete this form on behalf of other people. Wow, so apparently we had these cases in the past, huh? Like, if you need to have a rule, we had these cases in the past. There were forgeries. Forgeries when it comes to the Pride Badge Pledge form. This form must be completed by the person requesting the Pride Badge so that they fully understand what it means. This is serious shit, okay? It's not something that kids do. No. This is grown-up adult stuff. You need to understand. So people who are mentally challenged, well, it's kind of like Starship Troopers, right? Like, if you are mentally challenged, you couldn't apply for citizenship. Like, you needed to understand the pledge. So, I understand that wearing a badge gives a positive message of inclusion and means I have a responsibility to be someone who is a friendly ear to the LGBT plus and minority ethnic communities. Don't they have a spouse in order to get that friendly ear? Like, when I have something to complain, I tell my wife. When they have family, like, imagine going to a stranger. My God, like, this would be so condescending. Like, I can't even picture. So I'm a Romanian, right? And imagine, like, in my country, you'd have another group of people. I know, Turks. You'd have Turks, and they would wear, like, we support the Romanian badge. And if you're a Romanian and you need a shoulder, a ear to talk to, like, come to us. Get the fuck out of here, you pompous twat. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, right, so in England, right? In England, you support inclusion not even England, sorry, my bad. In Scotland. In Scotland, you support inclusion, where every single company has the LGBT logo, where the pride flag in the United States was flying over embassies in all around the world. You're telling me that you're marginalized in Scotland? Get the fuck out. I don't believe it. Where were these people 20 years ago? Where were these people even 10 years ago? Where are these people right now in Afghanistan? You know, in places where you actually need this type of initiative, where people genuinely are marginalized. You know what it reminds me of? Like, back in the day, I'm pretty sure everyone knows that Christians were being thrown to lions in the Roman Empire, and they were persecuted and oppressed. And Christians used to have, like, various symbols to recognize each other, like a fish or something like that. The dog whistle. But then the Christians come in power, and now the king is Christian, the nobility are Christians, the church is in every single aspect of a person's life. And on top of that, you have the Inquisition going door to door to see if the new converts are for real or they're pretending. And you're telling me that Christians, well, you know, they're still persecuted. No, they're not. Like, they used to be. Yeah, that's true, but they're not now. I mean, when you have the NHS, which is a taxpayer-funded organization that's meant to be from what I understand, a hospital. What does this have to do with anything? I understand that I can use the toolkit. A toolkit. Toolkit. What? Like a wrench? A screwdriver? A toolkit. Toolkit. To help signpost. Signpost. Like on the road. Like the toolkit and the signpost. Wow, the mental images. To relevant organizations. If they need more specific support that I cannot offer. So there are people more educated than you dumb shit. Who are a doctor, but you're not fully experienced. Like, you don't understand, motherfucker. Like, there are people more enlightened than doctors in order to help the LGBT folk. Because you're limited in your knowledge. Alright? Like, you don't know what to do. So what you can do is to pass them off to someone more enlightened than you. By wearing this badge, you are demonstrating your support for the LGBT and minority ethnic communities. Because without the badge, you can't support them. Like, without the badge, you're incapable of doing that. But by having the badge, okay. You pledge to be a listening, friendly, and responsive ear to people in need, signposting them to organizations and local contacts who can provide more specific assistance. So like a priest. It's like a priest, isn't it? Like my mother, when she needs someone in need to talk to her about her problems, she doesn't have money to go to a psychologist. That's rich bourgeoisie Western shit. No, she goes to a priest because it's free. And the priest gives her advice. Isn't that like little the same thing? Sometimes you may need to call out hate speech. Oh, of course, the commissar. It's like, what are you talking about here? You cannot speak. Do not utter those vocal cords next to me. Okay? A country of mutes is a country of decency and righteousness. Be quiet, because if you say a word, you may risk doing hate speech. Hate speech is so dangerous that we should not allow people to speak. Why risk it? Why risk it? Would you risk having someone carry a gun in a hospital? No. Hate speech is just as bad. So why risk it? Just make sure everyone is quiet and you don't need the commissars anymore. I saved the hospital money. Seriously, you can save the hospital money from hiring these people if you just make sure that everyone is quiet. Should be like only one place, like only one room between the doctor and the patient. When they're talking, they should use sign languages. They should be like the ninjas from Naruto doing the jutsu. Additional information. I wear a badge because I would say I want to feel like I have a big cock. And this ideology helps me achieve that. If this was a religious country, if this was a Muslim country, I would have tried to be a religious scholar so that also people can feel that I have a big cock. If it was a Christian, I would have tried to be a televangelist. Right? Like, I don't care. I just want to impose my will over other people. And this is the ideology that I think right now can help me do it. If there's going to be another ideology in the future, I will change. But right now, this is it. Finally, if you are happy for colleagues to contact you in 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. My God, they're probably getting swamped with these things. Feedback on our experience as a badge wearer. Oh, no. Sorry, my bad. Like, I thought in 6 to 12 months, they give you the response. No, so after 6 to 12 months, they will ask you, how did it feel? Oh, I see. So this is a social experiment on taxpayer money, isn't it? It's a social experiment. So you have to wear the badge, and then they ask you, like, how did you feel? And I felt empowered. I felt like I had a big dick, like walking around, looking left to right, like a guard dog to see if anyone does the hate sprache. This information will not be shared with any external organization. It is only to be used to count how many staff have agreed to wear the badge and gather insights from the wearers. It will not be used for any other purpose. Wear your badge with pride as an ally to progress. Oh my God, they're going to start sending spaceships from the hospital. What does progress even mean? Well, no, seriously, like, there are things in previous societies that you would want to have today, and there are things that you don't. Like, I don't think culture progresses. Like, it's not a line. I mean, for example, right, like, you would say that the United States is a very progressive culture, but they don't have healthcare, right? I mean, it really depends. Like, so, or you would say, well, look, the UK is a very progressive culture, but people can't use self-defense in the UK. I mean, it's not a line where you go from 0 to plus. No, it's there's various, like, the idea of democracy is people talking with each other and arriving at conclusions. Science can progress. Yes, like, science can progress. Like, for example, the discovery of the airplane. All of a sudden, now people can fly. Yeah, that is progress. But culture? Not so much. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.